the money.
All right, welcome to Crown Council Live. What is up, Stuart
Hey,
Anderson?
everybody.
Hey, Greg, how's it going?
Good.
You melting over there in your office?
Yep. 3 digits outside.
Everybody's melting. We'll be complaining about the cold here soon, so we just
Oh,
don't.
Steve's here.
Steve is here. Hey, so Steve's coming in from Eagle U. Hey,
Hey,
Eagle Uers.
What's up, boys?
What's
look
up?
who you got with you there.
How are you? Well, I got 2 generations on each side of me, and the 3rd generation is probably drilling teeth today.
I
or
hope
doing
so.
something.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
This is Gunner
Hey, Gunner.
Gross, Ken's grandson. So we just got done with mentor morning, and we are ready to go. So
I served in the Dominican with Gunner, Steve. I know that guy.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I recognize my first.
He's the guy that was cleaning the restroom.
he didn't recognize you with the mustache.
Yeah, it's a disguise, Gunner. Hey, Steve, so maybe tell everybody what you're doing, where you are.
So we are in Baldwin, Kansas. And if you don't know where that is, Ken, I think there are people who live here who don't know where it is.
20 miles south of Lawrence in KU.
There you go. So it's about an hour outside of Kansas City. We are at Baker University, which is my understanding, the oldest university in the state of Kansas, older than the state of Kansas.
Yes.
And we have been here all week for Eagle U. And we just finished our mentor session. So all week we've had about 150 high school and college students here from all over the country, learning the skills to get a 7-year head start on their career. And today was one of the highlights of the program, our mentor roundtable. So we had an entire college gymnasium filled with about 55 mentors, and the students had the opportunity to sit down with the mentors and ask them a whole battery of questions to learn from their experience, copy genius like we talk about in the Crown Council. So it's been an amazing week. Has it been an amazing week, Gunner?
Yeah.
So this is Gunner Gross and Dr. Ken Gross.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry. And so this has been kind of a fun week for me. So Ken, of course, longtime Crown Council member and huge supporter of Eagle U. And Ken is the founder of the Eagle U Endowment Fund, which funds scholarships year over year for students to attend. And Gunner got to come through. So Gunner's the son of Guy and Kate Gross, who practice in Manhattan or in Salina, Kansas. And Gunner will be a junior next year, and got to go through Eagle U for the first time. So kind of 3rd generation student in at least of the big picture. So it's been a great week, a fun morning, and fun to connect with these guys. So.
Steve, who goes to Eagle U? Maybe explain who is there? What type of?
So the students come from all over. We of course have a lot of students that come from dental backgrounds. So we have lots of Crown Council children here, if you could say that. And we work with a big part of, so Eagle U is a nonprofit foundation, education foundation. So we have a lot of students that come on scholarship based on things that people do, like Dr. Guest, where we provide scholarships for them to attend. So all walks of life here, from all different backgrounds that have been here all week. So
Very cool.
great. We had a number of Crown Council resource partners in the room today as mentors.
Nice.
Dr. David Phelps, Drew Henrick, Bill Ladd. So we've had some great support there as well as 50 others that came.
Nice.
So how
Gunners.
much do you have to be to go to Eagle U? I mean, Ken's a little old to get a 7-year head start.
Ken comes back for a refresher every year
Yeah.
and to
Need
share
it.
his wisdom.
Gunner's
And,
a sophomore. Is he like the youngest of the group?
So 15 and on up. So college age, all the way through high school and college.
Okay.
So Gunner's right there in the middle. So Gunner, tell him biggest thing you've gotten from Eagle U so far.
Just being able to like borrow the experience from all the mentors and just learning from all the speakers and everything that's come through here. Everybody's been great. It's just been a great experience.
Are you a 10?
Yeah, I'm a 10.
You walk
course
like
he
a
is.
10, you talk like a 10, 'cause you're a 10.
Yeah.
Gunner's been setting goals since he was like 6 years old. He's good.
I think you set your first goal like day one, right? That's kind of family culture. You can't
Yeah.
get away with. Yeah, in fact, I got a text message from your dad who reminded me that you have been well taught. He said he's been well taught. So, real quick question for Ken. We've known Ken for a long time, and Ken, for those of you who don't know, Ken and Susie Guest built one of my favorite practices of all time in Salina with some just great innovative ideas, and that's been carried on now to the next generation that's
Yeah.
continued the legacy and continues to build it. And one of the things I love about Ken and Susie Guest is their commitment over their entire lives to do good. And this is one of many, many examples
Yeah.
that I appreciate about this work.
Eagle U, as you know, is special to me. And by the way, since we got Stuart and Greg and Steve here, you guys are part of the family too. You know that, right? Anyway, just saying. But yeah, Eagle U has been special ever since we sent Katie to the first one and Scott 5 years later.
Yeah.
And they took those guys, they took those lessons and they made a difference in their lives and in mine, because if it hadn't been for Eagle U, I don't think Katie would have gotten into dental school. I don't think Scott would be back working with Katie and Guy in practice management. And so it's made a huge difference to Susie and me. And plus, we get the added benefit of having our kids and our 6 grandkids in Salina all near us.
Nice.
Oh boy, how good is that?
Doesn't get better.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for your contribution and your example for doing good.
Well, you're welcome. And I love coming back to these mentor sessions. But they are as much fun for me as they are for the kids, I hope.
Yeah, it's been a fun morning. I love this morning because where all the light bulbs go on, and we don't prep the mentors at all in terms of what they have to say, what they share with the students. And the common denominator when the students walk out is they said, man, all the mentors said the same thing. Truth works.
Yeah,
The things that work are common.
we've been well taught.
And when you assemble a group of Eagles together, it is fun to see the interchange. We've had an amazing group of people here and an amazing group of students,
Yeah.
right, Gunner?
Yeah.
We got
Hey,
it.
Steve, maybe share a few more things about what the students learn, just speakers or sessions. What are some other things they go away with?
All right, Gunner, what was your favorite this week? Favorite speaker?
Favorite speaker?
I mean, except for me.
yeah, of course.
He wasn't here.
Yeah, of course.
Probably I like Devin
Yeah.
because of all the magic tricks were mind blowing, and then the speech on persistence was really good. Just always bouncing back, coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a great lineup this week of different mentors every day that come in to teach all the principles, including the USA memory champion, Ron
Yes.
White, came and did taught his whole system for studying less and making better grades. I don't know how you're going to top your 4.0 grade point average, right, Gunner? But
Man.
you got some good things there. Dr. David Phelps, who is part of the Crown Council, was here this morning and kicked off the day with some financial literacy and financial freedom principles. So everything from goal setting, how to get mentors, how to get a job without using a resume, how to interview for information, how to attract positive mentors into your life.
Hey, Steve, am I too old to go to Eagle U?
You were never too old.
Oh, sounds great.
So, our whole goal has always been in the many, many years that we have done this is to bring to the table lessons that take a lot of people a lifetime to figure out, and at least introduce those principles early on so they can copy genius, get a head start, and not have to figure everything out by trial and error.
Right.
At least get some of those lessons, copy genius, and use them in their own life.
Very good. Any dating advice, Gunner? Did you get any?
There
dating
was
advice?
some, but
There was some, we did.
Oh,
We actually
yeah.
did have a dating session last
Good.
night. You learned some
Hmm.
things?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what being vulnerable means.
Oh, is that right? Okay. Yeah. So we cover a lot of bases for sure. All
Like-
bases.
Like, don't sit in the car and honk your horn for your date and hope she comes out.
Yeah.
Not a good move.
Yeah.
Not a good move. All right. Very cool. I'm going to navigate real quick to Crown Council's website. So if we are in the directory of your website, you're going to scroll down to resource partners, and you will find all the information about Eagle U down here under other. And Eagle U has been, I mean, Steve, what year is this for Eagle U?
31.
31
So
years.
I think we did the first program
Wow.
in 1991.
Yeah.
First time we did this. So long time running, and that's kind of fun to have some. We have a number of Gen 2 students this year that
That's amazing.
came from parents who came through Eagle U. So yeah, it's fun to see that now the multi-generation ripple effect, and very appreciative of all the Crown Council dentists and others who sponsor not only their own students, but their own children, but also other students in their community. We honored a number of donors, scholarship donors this morning that are very
Nice.
generous with that. So it's cool to see.
Should I show the information to sign up, Steve, or is that I mean, I know you're done with Eagle U this year. So when does next year start? When does somebody that wants to attend start? When does that happen?
Right now.
Right now. Okay.
So everything's all organized for next year. It'll be about the same time next year. And we are well underway for that. So
Very good. Our contact there, Taylor Lowe, her phone number, and then eagleuniversity.org will take you right to Eagle U's website. And this is where you get all your information, whether you want to donate, contact, alumni portal, register now. So this is kind of the hub for all things
that is
Eagle
the
U.
home.
That's the home. Very good. All righty, guys, back to work. Thank you.
Okay.
Dan,
Thank you.
great to see you.
You too,
Hey,
Greg. Stuart.
Steve, I gotta make sure that you know Gunner. Gunner and his brother, they organized one of the coolest charity programs when we went to the Dominican. He and his brother and Guy, they brought 4 full duffel bags of baseball equipment that we took to an orphanage when we went to the Dominican. And then not only did we hand it out, but they stayed and we played baseball with this cool orphanage and handed out even catcher's gear. It was probably one of the most memorable experiences that I've had on a Dominican trip. So
And I'll
pretty-
bet you did not have to teach them how to play baseball. did you?
No.
It is born. They are
Natural.
wow. They're
They were-
born with it. So cool.
anyway, very cool. All right. Thanks, guys.
Good to see you
Okay.
guys.
See ya.
See
Thank
ya.
you.
Bye.
Man, I went to Eagle U in 2001. They have been doing that for Steve's been doing that for a long time.
It's one of the things I know he really seriously enjoys. And, I mean, it is not a profit-making venture. It is a
Yeah.
legitimate charity thing that takes not only time, but a tremendous amount of effort. So,
Yeah. Very cool. Well, we were grateful they could join us quick. I know they're super busy and have a lot going on at Eagle U today. I mean, they're still in session, so fun that we could connect with him. I'm going to let Greg introduce our next guest. We've got a resource partner where their name is Sunbit, and we're being joined by Robert. Maybe we're always looking for opportunities for offices to know how to get paid. And this is one of those opportunities with Sunbit. Gregor, do you want to explain a little bit about who they are as Robert joins us? Hey, Robert.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, I love Sunbit. I'll tell you what excites me about this product. Of course, we believe that everybody ought to have at least 2 financing sources in their practice when they're trying to do patient finance. And I don't want to speak ill of your competition, but my finance background has taught me that the major player in the industry, first letter of that starts with a C and the second one starts with a C. But in financial terms, they kind of take the A and the B credit. They kind of skim the top of the credit, and if they can't get it, then they just decline it. And I don't know very many offices that see an approval rating with them over 40 or maybe 50%, generally less than that. And what I love about your guys' product is that I don't want to steal your thunder, but you're getting an 85% approval rating, which is amazing in itself. It takes less than a minute to get an approval. And in most cases, you are not creating a hard hit on the patient's credit, which is, allows them to get an approval without all the downside. And, if I'm a dental practice and I've got a patient that needs to get financed in order for me to do more work, you are the guys. So bring it on.
Cool. Robert, grateful to have you on. I know, you spend your day with patient financing. Maybe you could share what you're seeing right now, challenges with some of the existing solutions when it comes to patient financing.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for having me on. It's
You
exciting
bet.
with you guys and to this audience. Greg, you didn't steal my thunder, but you said it perfectly. The challenge that exists in the office is that traditional financing, I'll stay away from naming names because there's a number of traditional financing sources. One of them is bigger than all the rest. You're right. Doesn't approve most patients. If we take a step back, kind of macro environment, 40% of Americans don't have access to $400 to spend in an emergency situation, right? That has nothing to do with dental. That's just the way it is
That's
out
the
there.
world.
Yeah. Now with rising cost of gas, inflation, everything that's happening in the world, anxiety around payment has never been higher. And when you look at case acceptance in an office, it hovers on average around 50%. That's the existing patients, new patients even lower. So we understand that and the average in industry dental treatment, I think, is around $1,200. So when we look at all of those things combined, it's no surprise that case acceptance isn't higher. And the challenge is that traditional financing isn't solving a problem for the majority of people who need financing. And on top of the kind of lack of approvals, we have other challenges that exist, right? We have slow application processes. Most traditional financing hasn't updated the application process in a fundamental way in the last 15 to 20 years. So they're asking intrusive questions up front. Do you rent? Do you buy? What's your social security number? Mother's maiden name, first child, name of your first child. Can I have your first child? All those questions. On top of that, you're right. They do hard credit checks. So even if I get declined, that 30% of people who get or the 70% of people who get declined, they get a hard credit check just to apply. Now, as a result of all of those things, if I work in an office, I don't feel great about offering that. So, those challenges, those are the things that are contributing to an inability to improve case acceptance, right? They're not the thing that necessarily creates a lack of case acceptance, but they don't solve the problem either. They help, a kind of small bucket of people who may or may not have been able to purchase otherwise.
Very cool.
Here's some questions for you.
Oh, here we go.
When does the doctor get paid?
Yeah. with Sunbit technology, so I'll kind of speak about Sunbit technology if that's okay. I think all I've done right now is kind of talk about what we aren't. We're, we are a patient financing solution that tries to do all of those things differently. And we start with the kind of front end of the application process. If it takes 15 minutes, it's too long for the patient, it's too long for the staff. So we remove those roadblocks, 30-second application. And I'll show you the product in a second. I'd love to show you it. It's like I said, 30 seconds. No hard credit checks. And Ingrid, not just to apply, but also on the back end. We never do a hard credit check. So this will never impact the patient's credit score negatively to take a loan. We approve every single patient above 500 FICO. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with the kind of financial, credit spectrum, that's over 85% of people. 99 million Americans fall below 680 FICO, which is where traditional financing lives, on the kind of prime side of that. And then we're fast, we're transparent. We have credit card like rates, so we don't charge too much interest to the patient. Everything is transparent. There's no deferred interest. There's no compounding interest. There's no prepayment fees. People know exactly what they're going to pay, and I'll show you it. And then for the practice, they don't take on the risk Sunbit does. So if someone doesn't pay us back, it's our problem. And the practice gets paid the next day, less a transaction fee, which varies, but is competitive with what you're already paying today with financing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Robert, let's have you share your, when you click to share your screen, be sure to push share computer audio.
Share computer audio. Okay. You got it.
Do you know where that is?
I do.
Okay.
So can you see, I'm gonna do.
I can see your screen. Oh boy, here we go.
So I'm holding a tablet in my hand, right? And this tablet is the product that we put into the office for the treatment coordinator. Because at the end of the day, and we've talked about it a little bit, it's a relationship in the practice between the treatment coordinator and the patient to take a treatment. And
Nice.
someone has to present these. So if I'm the office manager or the treatment coordinator, let's say people tell me pretty frequently that I remind them of Beyonce. So I kind of roll with it now. I'm going to be, yeah, it's the attitude.
Nice.
Yeah.
The attitude.
The eyes and the attitude. That's what I'm going to be Beyonce, the treatment coordinator. I click scan card and I ask the patient for their ID. And you can see there's someone else in the room with me. I scan the barcode on the back of that ID, patient's ID. Scan the barcode there. Now, the patient's going to confirm here their phone number and email. Their address is going to get pulled right off of their ID.
Wow.
Read and check our options, bottom right of the screen. Patient's approved.
Boom.
Boom.
Dang.
Fast and easy. So,
And you just did that exactly how an office would do it.
exactly how they would do it.
Dang, that was awesome. Okay.
Thank you. And yeah, that didn't impact their credit score, right? So we removed the friction up front. Now the patient knows they're approved for $6,100. That's the same process for every patient above 500 FICO. So, and even if I got declined, by the way, which very few people do, it didn't take my time and it didn't hurt my credit score. So there's no downside to finding out if I'm approved. Now, everyone gets a personalized plan. I got $6,100, but Greg, maybe you get $20,000. We go up to $20,000. And from there, let's say I need $1,200 for a crown. Type that in. The way this works is the patient gets offered a personalized payment plan, no interest on a 12-month term. So anyone who would get approved for, the C followed by a C financing option will also get 6 months and 12 months financing here, no interest, true no interest, by the way, not deferred, but they can pick their plan 12, 18, 24. They see variables and everything is laid out transparently. So 12 monthly payments of $90, no interest, still cost me $1,200. If I needed a little longer, if $90 a month was too much, I'd rather pay $69 a month. I can do $14.99 in interest. It's transparent. I don't know the math in my head on what that is. So I understand $7.58 a month. In California, that's maybe half a cup of coffee at Starbucks. 136 over a year and a half, 1336 is my total, but that's what I'm paying today. $90 and $69 a month from here on out. If I want to pay it off early, I can. And the practice gets paid the next day. They don't worry about collecting payment. Sunbit does all the work.
It's a single gallon of gas.
Single gallon. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
That is awesome.
Thank you. I'll stop sharing my screen. I'm happy to answer questions.
Yeah.
No,
I just want go ahead, Dad.
Can I ask one? The biggest barrier that I have found as I've talked to practices about this is that most of the major players in the industry are known to the people who handle financial arrangements. And so when they move from office to office, they use what they are comfortable with, not what may be the best fit for the patient. So if I am a doctor or I am the financial person in the practice, how difficult is it to get from thinking about Sunbit to having that tablet in my hands?
Yeah, awesome question. So first of all, I agree with you. If I don't understand how to use something and I work in a place, I'm not going to use it, right? So I use what I'm comfortable with. That's fundamental to our process. We want to make sure that this is something that every single person who has it is comfortable with. And then, easiness is the first step. So, I think we've built the easiest technology that you could possibly build to use. If someone's interested in learning more and signing up for Sunbit, all they have to do is reach out to us. We've got actually a Crown Counsel specific link, dental.sunbit.com/Crown Counsel. It'll be in the chat. But if you set up time with us, we'll walk you through kind of overview of the product. Make sure you have all the details, get you signed up. It's a simple kind of one-click agreement, month-to-month terms, no long-term commitment. And once you do that, we'll set you up with a training and we'll have you live in a week or so. And that's just so that we can set up time with your staff to go through best practices, how to offer this, get you set up with marketing materials, banners on your website. So we invest in the training process to make sure that anyone who's new to this feels extremely confident in using it. One of the things we do very well is roll this program out. We're adding about 500 to 600 new dental offices a month, which I think is probably the fastest growing product in dental period, but definitely the fastest growing financial product in dental. We're seeing a ton of success, hundreds of patients being treated a month. You've got testimonial videos actually on this page that you can watch, but Darren, bottom left, Altius Healthcare, I think they did $250,000 in their handful of practices in the first month that they were using Sunbit at new revenue. So we're excited about the results and the progress that we're seeing.
Nice. Sorry, I navigated to the wrong screen there for a sec. So this is the screen specifically built for Crown Counsel members. We'll put it obviously with the recording of the live stream, and then I put it in the chat. So this is where we start. This is right, Robert. This is where you want any Crown Counsel member to start.
Exactly. If you put in your information, we'll give you a call and be in touch with you within a couple of minutes, basically, to set up some time to chat more.
Cool. I have one more question. What about result? What can you talk about results? Can you talk about what people are saying or what's happening in practices that use your product?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the rare thing about this product is that it's doing two things in parallel. It's increasing revenue while improving the patient experience. And it's very rare to find something that can function as an amenity that's also a revenue driver. So in the office, it's streamlining the process for staff or patients. So you're not kind of getting backed up filling financing applications. It is increasing case acceptance because more people are applying, more people are getting treatment. It's increasing incremental revenue in the office. So capturing, patients who otherwise would not have completed treatment. And so we're seeing in offices, and I mentioned Darren, I encourage everyone to watch the video from Altius Healthcare. They've treated hundreds of new patients. They actually brought on a new aligner product that they weren't sure they'd be able to sell because of the price point, because of this. So it's enabled them to bring in products and bring in treatments that otherwise they were worried about being able to sell and leverage and to offer to patients. So this becomes, I think, one of the rare products that does function in both ways. I'll give the example, like if I provide free water bottles in the office, like that's a nice thing. It's a nice, I get a cold water when I walk in the office. It just costs the office something. It's only a cost to the business. It doesn't increase revenue. We're the rare thing that can be both at the same time.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Gregor, any other questions?
I don't have questions, but I have a comment.
Okay.
One of the things I have learned over my career is you can't sell it if you can't pay for it. And it is amazing to me how much dentistry goes out the back door because the patient cannot afford to pay for the treatment. And I don't know how much clearer you can make it, but here sits a man who says, I will finance 85% of the patients that walk in your front door. If in a traditional source, you are only financing 50% of the people and he can finance 85% of the people, this is not a difficult equation here. It means that you can do more dentistry, you can make a good patient experience, and it gives you the opportunity to say yes to more people, which is what we want to do because we want to keep the doctor busy. And I applaud you, Robert. This is awesome.
I
Love what
appreciate
you guys are doing.
I appreciate that. And no, it's been great being on here and appreciate the enthusiasm. And obviously you understand financing. So it's nice to chat with anyone who really gets it right off the bat.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate your time. We're going to post this video to the Crown Council website and then make sure that all the members that didn't get to watch us live can see all about Sunbit and how that demonstration was awesome. So that was good. We got to get that to everybody's hands. So
Awesome.
thank you,
Appreciate it.
sir.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
taking the time.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the day. Thanks.
Hey, man. Bye-bye. That was so slick. I thought it was going to be like a cheesy video. I couldn't believe that was the actual product demonstration. That was awesome.
I love the scanning the driver's license thing.
That was cool.
I mean, wow.
That was a wow. I agree.
And man, I applaud what they're doing. Every practice ought to have that as a tool.
Yeah. Well, I was in the middle of that. I thought I was navigating to his website. I don't even know what was up. Hopefully it wasn't.
It was pictures of your children.
Was
No, it was the agenda for today.
That's the adventure of lives. Come
Yeah.
on. It's fun. We got to have that every once in a while. So we have a few things to pick from here. We had 3 different guests that I interviewed yesterday. A Smiles for Life two Smiles for Life offices. So Boger Dental. We also interviewed let's see. Blake Cameron up in Logan for Smiles for Life. And then we interviewed our patient and doctor from the Young Dentist program. So from a time perspective, we can pick one of those to kind of wrap us up. And I think I'm going to pick the Young Dentist. It's a real fun, inspiring program.
Just finished.
Just finished. And we'll save the other 2 for next week when Steve hosts. Me and Greg are going to be at the Rodeo Dental meeting down in Dallas next week. And we're actually going to be on a flight during the live stream. So Steve's going to host, hopefully share some more about Eagle U, and then he'll share some of these Smiles for Life success stories. But I'm going to share my screen, hopefully the right one. How's that? Is that the right one?
We see it. You bet.
So you'll see here, before I push this video, Dr. Chase Carlson. He is one of the young dentists as part of the Young Dentist program. And this is our patient here, Jared, who we worked on and with over the last couple months. And there's his new smile. That's a finished smile. And this little video, 17 minutes, is going to show how he was picked, why he was picked. It's going to show when Dr. Carlson told him he was picked. And then we also have the reveal video of when he sees his smile for the first time.
So fun.
So I'm going to play this, and then maybe if we have got a few minutes at the end, we'll talk about it. All right. Welcome. I'm Stuart Anderson, joined by Chase Carlson. Welcome, Chase.
Thank you.
And then we have our 2 special guests. What's up? You guys want to introduce yourselves first real quick?
Yeah, I'm Jared Reynolds.
And I'm Leah Russell.
So we were lucky enough to spend the last weekend with Jared and Leah. They were part of our Young Dentist program. I'll just explain real quick how we met them and what we've been doing. So part of the Young Dentist program is all of the doctors that participate in the program nominate a patient for a smile design. And we only pick one smile design to work on. And so when we arrive at the annual event, all the young dentists have brought a patient's case. And that all the cases are reviewed. Dr. Hornbrook looks at x-rays, he looks at pictures. We hear the stories of the patients, and each of the doctors kind of shares why this patient would be a great candidate for receiving a smile design. And the reason I say receive is the Crown Council and Utah Valley Dental Lab and David Hornbrook all donate. They all donate to make it possible so the patient doesn't pay for the smile design. So it's kind of like it's like a gift that the Young Dentist program gives to this patient. So When we arrived at the annual event, we worked through how many cases, Chase? I mean, there was probably 30, 35 cases.
Yeah, at least. I mean, there were 40 dentists, and
Mhm.
not everybody was able to attend the annual event, but I would say most people presented on somebody. Some
And we
presented on two.
and we saw some that were like implants and crowns and like bone grafts, and some of that stuff was kind of out of the scope of the Young Dentist program. Also, some of the cases were more. I mean, they were good, but maybe not like a deserving candidate. Is that appropriate to say, Chase? Like a deserving candidate?
Deserving. I mean, there were some that were just basic cases that
Yeah,
they would have been good cases, but just not a lot to learn from.
that's right. And so we went through all the cases. David kind of walked through what he would do, how he would approach the case, and then all the young dentists vote on which person would be a really good candidate for us to work with for the Young Dentist program. And then Jared was voted on and won by a landslide, which was really fun to see, because sometimes they're really close. So there's some controversy. No controversy this time. And then maybe I'll turn this over to you, Chase. Then what happened? You went home and you told Jared, and there was a video of that, which was really cool. Do you want to take it from here? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of start out by the initial deciding that we wanted to go with this and
Let's do it.
nominate Jared. So I decided I wanted to join the Young Dentist program and got information on what kind of a case we're looking for, what type of a patient we're looking for, just kind of like Stuart had just alluded to. And I started thinking about people in my practice that one would benefit from a smile makeover, but also would be really good cases to learn from. And I mean, every practice is different. In our practice, there's quite a few patients that would benefit from it, but Jared really stood out in my mind as more of a difficult case, something that I had been looking at and going, okay, is this something I feel comfortable doing? And is it something that I'm going to reach out to mentors to help me through this? Which is kind of what I was planning on doing. But then talking to Jared, I said, hey, I'm doing this course. I'm looking for a patient that I can at least nominate. And if we're not selected, we can at least kind of pick Dr. Hornbrook's mind and all these other dentists at this event. And it'll give me a little bit of a framework to go off of to treat you.
Smart.
And so I brought him in, we took pictures. I kind of told him that I didn't give him any promises. And he was like, I remember you talked to me, you're like, hey, just really try hard because this would be amazing. And I felt the same way. So then it was in January, we went to the annual event, and it was, like you said, it was 2 days. I mean, we were there. How many hours were we in that classroom?
Oh man,
Stuart?
dude, we did 9 full hours of case presentations.
I mean, day 2, we showed up early. It was like 6:30 or 7
Yeah.
6. And to go over all these cases. And it was awesome. I mean, we all learned something from every single case, whether it was needed to be a full mouth rehab and too much for this course, or it was too basic, but every single person, we learned something. But then, everyone decided on Jared. I came back to the practice. I kept that information. I was dying to call him while we were there in Dallas, but I wanted to see his face firsthand, and called him in. And I think we were doing records for some other work that we were doing, and I just had a little note for him that I kind of came in like, hey man, I presented on this. I know I told you there were a lot of patients that were also nominated, and I just wanted to give you this as a thank you. And then he opened it and had the information that he
Boom!
received that, and it was fun.
It was like there were like probably 50 patients. But it was cool.
Imagine,
Yeah, it was cool. But because I got to present on it, I wanted to give you this.
Okay,
You let me do
perfect,
that.
awesome.
I want you to open it.
Okay. Sounds like a deal. Oh, that's so cool! Really?
Yeah. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool. Wow.
That's gonna be huge.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a game changer. You're You're gonna make me cry, man.
Well, I've been so excited to tell you.
Oh my
I wanted to
goodness.
call you like, no, but I'm gonna see him on Wednesday. I gotta hold out.
I know, we're
Oh
so
my goodness, that's so
stoked.
exciting.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's cool because everyone voted and you
That's
won by
awesome.
landslide.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'd be honest, I'm gonna cry. I'm not a crier.
It's
but
okay.
it's pretty
It's all right.
it's pretty emotional.
Well, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah, I mean,
Cool.
thinking of Jared, when I was looking at deciding on what patient, I mean, I was just looking for a patient that it would change their life. I mean, it's a financial burden to have this treatment done. And also, like I said, patient that would be good at having 40 dentists watch them.
Mhm.
And Jared is just so easygoing. And I saw his progress here in our practice and his commitment to going through. I mean, we've gone through a whole journey together, and he's been amazing and has really taken major strides in his oral health. And so I felt confident in having him be reliable and show up to this. And I knew it would really benefit him. So that's the reason why I chose to nominate him. I'm extremely excited and just pleased that it all worked out.
Yeah, it's not a normal. I mean, the interaction that you had, Jared, with the dental program obviously is not normal, but very pretty special to be a part of. Maybe, Jared, how about you talk about what it was like to get picked? Was that maybe just talk about that experience?
Oh, to get picked, it was an emotional thing for sure. I'm not a big crier, and he had like the way that it happened. We were just talking, and I actually remember it very specifically because he was talking. We were wearing the same pair of shoes, and we were talking about that. And I was like, "Oh, it's just a normal day at the dentist, like nothing different." And then we were talking about my haircut, and then he gave me an envelope, and it had like the all like the thing inside of it, and it's great. And I didn't break down in front of him, which that was my goal. So and then I got home and I told Leah, and I broke down in front of her, and yeah, I got pretty lucky. I'm pretty blessed.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy, wild, like last 7 months for me.
Yeah, cool. Leah, you shared some pretty fun, very touching things Saturday when we were together about what a smile design did for Jared, or I guess could do for anybody. Could you reshare that? Do you remember what you said?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already emotional. It has been a huge blessing. Jared's not someone to ask for anything, and we couldn't have done this without Dr. Carlson. We kept being told different types of ways we could get him to veneers. And yeah, it was going to cost a fortune, especially in his situation. And it's completely changed him. Like, Jared is someone that's never felt chosen in his life. I mean, you could go into all sorts of details about that, but this was sincerely life-changing. And with him going to get his new job after this, the way that he smiled and just stood taller and all the confidence that came with it. I mean, these dentists, not only are they learning how to do this and expanding what they can add to their portfolio, but they are changing lives. The smile really does it's life-changing. And so he smiles with real happiness. Now before it was that smile where he'd smile because he was happy, but then he was like, oh, quick, let me hide my teeth really fast. But now it's, hey, look at these, I'm smiling. It could be more of a rough situation, but I got these pearly whites. It's going to make it better.
So
it's been a huge blessing.
Very cool. Chase, any questions for them, like as a follow-up or anything you want to ask?
What was that experience like having 40 dentists look at you? Because I mean, I'm more of an introvert. I'm not a big group type of a guy. So just the idea of having,
well, especially when they all paraded in one by one.
Yeah, I mean, one by one, looking in your mouth, and then like asking you if they can take almost like, can I get your autograph? But Can I
Mhm.
take a picture
Can I take
of
a
your
picture of your
smile?"
teeth?
So good.
So, I mean, how did that make you feel as like honestly, you were a great patient for this because that would be overwhelming. But like, if for next year there's going to be another patient that's selected, what would you just advise other dentists when they're trying to decide on somebody that would have to go through this?
Great question.
Just be very open to the concept. I mean, I was lucky. I was very, very blessed to receive what I got. And it was a very big blessing for sure. But just be very open to the concept. Like these people are trying, like all these young dentists learned all these things. And I learned all these things while I was just sitting there. But yeah, I mean, just be very open to the concept because it's like they'll be able to do that for somebody someday as well. And so you get to be the person that they get to try it out on.
Cool.
Just be very open and just I roll with the punches.
Nice. You know, Jared, there was a really awesome time when you first saw the temps back in June. Just a great video out there in front of everybody. Any thoughts on that first time you saw your smile?
The temporaries were, once again, I kept myself from breaking down because it was awesome. But yeah, I don't like that moment was a life-changing moment. Like I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I would think. I'm like, I panicked and I was excited and I was nervous. And yeah, I mean, as soon as it happened, as soon as I saw him, it was like, try and keep back all the tears.
Nice.
And then I called Leah and showed her all the tears.
Definitely a lot. It's changed him.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I heard from like behind the scenes from Leah's mom. She told like because you drove down to her house, right after, and so I saw Leah's mom in our practice just shortly after, and she was telling me how amazing it was, and just I mean it's pretty cool because it not only has it changed your life, but it's changed the lives of people around you.
Yes, it was crazy. It was a crazy moment for me, for sure.
As excited as we have been and as blessed as we feel, my mom is on a totally different level. She is so happy for Jared.
Nice. We'll interview her next. That's great.
Yeah. She'll have a lot to say.
That's fun. Well, that moment of the reveal over the years has always been kind of an interesting thing to see what happens because we're kind of ready for it. Even the dentists are kind of like, okay, I mean, even in 2022, the girl that got the smile, she was so young. And when she saw her smile, her first reaction was, oh, they're so big. That's what she said. And everyone was like, and I mean, it took a few minutes, some questions and stuff to get her to, you know, calm down and give a really her true response. But it's a big difference when you see that smile for the first time. So
it is.
Very cool.
Yeah, I was mostly in shock. I didn't know what to say. I just kept repeating the same thing. So I panicked.
It was almost for him, it was like until he saw that side-by-side picture, it didn't really hit him how big they were, which is funny because we did hear that other people thought they were so big, and him, it wasn't until the side-by-side that he was like, oh shoot, my teeth were really that bad.
They were just so small.
That's funny. Yep. They were awesome. And I actually have that whole thing filmed. Maybe I'll put it in here with this interview so we can watch we can watch your reaction so everybody can see it. So
your wife is married?
Yes.
She's gonna be excited. All right, so when you look in the mirror, you can put this down. Okay.
Oh, that's wild. Wow.
It's nice, huh?
That's crazy.
Chase, you did an amazing job.
Yeah, that's really good.
I haven't had flush teeth. That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. It's awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for your trust.
very cool. Well, I'm grateful for all of you, grateful for all the young dentists. I agree with Jared. I think that's some pretty profound advice that the patient for the young dentist, what a great starting point for everybody to learn from. What a cool, I said that when we finished up on Saturday, Chase, like I am in awe of what you get to do as a profession, the lives you can change, the impact that you can make just as you get smarter and develop your skills. Like, it's so cool to watch how lives can be changed with dentistry. So anyway, thank you, the three. Any concluding thoughts, anyone?
I don't know. I'm blessed to have this happen to me. So couldn't be more thankful, more grateful to everybody that participated and everybody that was part of it.
Thanks, Jared.
Yeah,
This is
well deserving,
an
my friend.
amazing program.
What's that, Leah?
This is an amazing program. I mean, you guys have a great crew in charge of it, and it's like literally life-changing. Doesn't even seem like it does it justice. It's a big deal, and it's gonna help people like crazy.
Chase, what were you gonna say?
I just said that Jared is well deserving of it, and
I agree.
It's been a lot of fun to see him along this journey, and I mean, end with this. It's been awesome.
Cool. All right, thanks everybody. Thanks for sharing. Hopefully, we'll continue to follow Jared on his dental journey. Is that a thing? A dental journey?
Now it is.
Yeah, I mean,
It's been a dental journey.
I mean, it's been a journey. It's been a few years, so we've gone a long way, and it's nice to kind of wrap things up for the time being. Gonna keep it that way.
We're gonna keep it that way for sure.
Nice. Okay. Thanks everybody. Appreciate you taking the time to record. Grateful for it.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stuart.
All right. That was very good. Greg, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, good. Hey, any thoughts there on the video as we watched it?
You know, running the Young Dentist program is no small commitment. And, you know, you're the one that has really kind of taken the lead here. And it gives me courage to do it again when I see, it's kind of like going on a humanitarian trip, you know?
Yeah.
When you see the difference that it makes in the lives of even one guy, what a marvelous thing. And boy, you know, if you've got a young dentist in your practice, out of school 5 years or less, I know no funner thing to do than to go through this program with them. But most of all, to then be part of a community of young dentists that have then the opportunity to talk to each other and be part of a group that is kind of moving along at the same pace.
Yeah.
So well done, Stu.
Well, I think that sometimes when a doctor signs up for the Young Dentist program, they don't realize this aspect of the program, which is this life-changing experience they get to watch. And it really, when they leave, it's kind of like one of those things that they are in awe of, like, man, I have the skills to change a life with a smile. You know, they start with like, well, I'm going to learn how to do cosmetic dentistry and that'll make me super successful. And it kind of morphs into, this is an incredible profession that changes people's lives. If I am educated, if I do the work to know how to be as smart and good as, you know, Chase Larson and David Hornbrook. I mean, it is a really cool thing to kind of have that light bulb come on when they watch how impactful changing a smile is for a person. So,
well, yeah, I mean, and look at Chase Larson. So Chase Larson was a young dentist. He went through David's program. He learned all of the stuff, and now the student has become the teacher.
Yeah, for real.
In a matter of like 5 years.
Yeah.
He's not just good at it, he's now teaching others how to do it. And,
yeah.
That's a marvelous thing.
Very good. Well, we've got a lot of segments that we'll save for the next live stream. We're going to talk about awards program at the annual event and how you can start now to get ready to nominate your own teams. If you're part of the Crown Council, we would love to have you do that. Nominate your own team and get ready to be recognized at the annual event. So we'll save that and talk about it next time. So
great.
Grateful for you, Greg, joining me. And man, we're in Dallas next week. Maybe we can join live here, or I don't know. We'll see what happens. But thanks for today.
From the air.
Yeah, right. Streaming from an airplane.
All right, Stu.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We're going to sign off for today. Appreciate it.